don't think in a very narrow way about Bollywood. What is Avatar? They have made the film. The film is all about special effects. Don't ever try to create an atmosphere of yes people. Work hard day in and day out for days, for weeks, for years. You all pursue your dreams, pursue your skills, your passion, but combined with academic. जब भी मैं ब्रश उठाता हूँ, गन नहीं उठाता. What is your favorite film? Which I want to know. Animal. I was a very bad student. Honestly, seriously, I'm not trying to just.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Kapoor. It's a pleasure to meet you today. My name is Aryan Kushwa, and I'm the outgoing head boy of CNS.
My name is Anya Shand. I'm the current head girl, and we are IBDP students of grade 11 and 12.
We're honored to have you to inaugurate the Dialogue Den at CNS Mumbai. It is a place, it's a platform that we can use to answer questions that foster change.
And we're very excited to have what I'm sure will be a very insightful conversation here with you today.
We have a lot to ask you, and we have a student body here that's very eager to learn about you, not just as an actor, but also as a person. And we're hoping that this will be an extremely insightful conversation.
Absolutely. First of all, wish me luck, all of y'all, because I think, I am more nervous than both of them. Because they're looking so well prepared, and I'm not prepared at all. But of course, we try our best to do our best. Okay?
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
So will we.
So if I get nervous and I forget something, please help me. Okay?
Okay, I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we tend to draw parallels from personalities such as yourself. We model what we think is the best about you. And to do just that and get into that discussion, I want to ask you, how were you as a student? What was your student life like?
I was a very bad student. Honestly, seriously, I'm not trying to but I was just an average student.
Yeah.
But I was very fortunate. From the time I came into my senses, I knew what I wanted to do in life. And my passion was acting. So I was not confused at all. So my passion was acting, so I pursued that. So even when I was studying, I always wanted to be an actor. And, I can go on and on and on, but I was in the 7th standard where I got an opportunity to, I came to know there's a film being made and they needs an actor, young actor, to play young Shashi Kapoor, the lead of the film. So obviously I, wanted to be an actor. So without really, was scared to tell my parents. So without telling my parents, I went to the studio and auditioned for it. And fortunately for me, I passed the audition and I was chosen for the film. And that's where my journey started. So I was, with the blinkers on like a horse who just wanted to be an actor. So I was lucky that way. So I can say that as a student, I was not a good student. I was an average student where academically is concerned. And that's what I want to say that, I don't want you all to be, I want you all to be great students, good students. Because that's my only regret is because academically, I wish I was more educated. So what happens if you have pursued something which you are good at, passionate about, and combined with academic studies, that can be a lethal combination. So that's my advice to all of you all. Okay, you all pursue your dreams, pursue your skills, your passion, but combined with academic knowledge and and discipline. I think that is and as ma'am said, emotional intelligence and now technical intelligence. These are the very, very important things for the future. So if you can combine all these things, I think sky's the limit for all of you all.
Very focused, very ambitious students in the audience today, and I'd be too full of myself if I spoke about my own batch. But when I see in juniors that they have their lives planned out and that they are just these wonderful all-rounders, good at sports, good at this and that, I really do just sit and admire the kind of education that we've had today. And so I definitely agree with you when you say that.
Yeah. You mentioned your parents, and since we're on the topic of childhood, I'd just like to ask you, what was your familial environment like when you were growing up? How did sort of your passion and this clarity, how did your parents react to it? And how was the familial environment that you grew up in, and how did that help you be the person?
I think that's what I learned from my parents. they never discouraged me or forced me to do something which I was not passionate about. And that's what I've done with my children also. And they all have pursued their dreams. I have encouraged them, and I have not forced them to do what I feel is right. I have let them make their mistakes. And that's what my father did also, that I should learn from my own mistakes, and encouraged me and to pursue my dreams, and never, ever, ever discouraged me for what I'm doing. And because his father wanted him to become Air Force or go do some business or join kind of a thing, but that was not his passion. So he feels somewhere, if if those few years he felt that I wish he would have let me do exactly what I wanted to do. So certain years I would have focused more in what I wanted to do, what he wanted to do. So I took that thing from him, and so he did that. That he never ever said that I want you to do this. He just let me follow my dreams, and that's what I've done with my children also. And but of course, there are a lot of discipline which my parents had, where there were do's and don'ts. And when you're trying to pursue your dreams, that doesn't mean that you're not disciplined and you don't listen to your parents. We are very, very obedient and respected our elders and everyone, including our teachers and principal and all those kinds. That was exactly what my parents taught me, and that's what I try to teach to my children also. And hopefully they'll do that to their children also.
That's very interesting. Our parents are also doing this
because you learn more from your mistakes.
From your own.
You learn so that you'll make fresher mistakes.
Yeah.
But at least you won't make the same mistake which you've done earlier.
Yes, and you can pursue your passion the way you
Life
want.
is all about making mistakes and learning from them and not repeating those mistakes.
And speaking of having your own journey, making your own mistakes, a lot of us are trying to build careers in the creative industry, like Bollywood. And from the outside, it can seem a little bit like a black box, right? What you hear is that you should have good relationships with management, your co-stars, the crew. And obviously that's correct. But then as an industry veteran, what would you say is your personal philosophy when it comes to that? How can you approach the entire process of getting into Bollywood? And how can you be authentic and yet effective at it? Heavy.
See, to each his own. Everybody has his own career path. Everybody has his own way of thinking, upbringing, and the kind of person you are, and the kind of intellect, learnings, physicality, looks, external, internal, spirit, everything which makes a personality. And of course, you have to develop it. And of course, there's nothing is more important than hard work. I believe completely in hard work, obviously, and I feel you have to work as hard as possible, as passionate as possible, be, absolute, and of course, consistency. You cannot work for one day, work hard for 1 day or 2 days, and not work hard. You have to consistently work hard day in and day out, for days, for weeks, for years, for decades, and keep on working hard. That's the only way. And 100% luck is going to favor you. You will get those opportunities. And if you are prepared and if you work hard, when the opportunities come, you will make the most of it. If you're not working hard, if you're not prepared, and if you're not ready for it, the opportunities will come and you will not be able to make the most of it. So I just feel there's no substitute to hard work. And that's what I have done in my life. And it's been consistent from the time I wanted to be an actor. So I've taken a lot of risks. I have, in terms of the roles which I've chosen, in terms of certain times when I was younger, obviously I was much more taking risks, even physically. And obviously, when you're younger, you're a little more braver, and you want to do things which are impossible. And of course, I'm a little more wiser. Still I'm a bit injured today. I have a knee injury thanks to trying to overdo things sometimes, and try to do physically things which, and of course I'm working to recover myself with all the rehabs and all. But the coming to your answer, there's no substitute to hard work. No substitute. It's just work, hard work, and consistency. And I believe in that. Yeah. Listening is a very, very important thing.
Yes.
Listen. Listen more than you talk. Just listen. Listen to people. And always surround yourself with people who you feel are slightly, there should be a mix of people who are more sensible and more intelligent than you are. Don't ever try to create an atmosphere of yes people or who just say yes, yes, yes around you. There have to be friends who sometimes show you the mirror also. There have to be teachers, principal, parents, elders who should show that when you're going wrong, they should tell you that you're wrong. So you have to listen and not keep on just blabbering, as if you know everything. We don't know anything. That should be the attitude, that you have to learn every day of your life.
That's a great thing you've said. I think it's a wonderful lesson for all of us here today. Not only for people wanting to go into this particular industry, but in general. I mean, hard work is the only
in any
way
industry,
that you get anywhere.
Why Bollywood? In any industry.
In any industry, yes.
In anything you want to do, there will be few, and never ever look outside to say that he's more successful or she's more successful, he's got more money, she's got more money. Don't psych yourself looking at this. You are happy, you're happy, you are doing your best, and you have great set of friends, you have a great family, and you're positive in your thinking. That's enough. Compare मत करो अपने आप को दूसरों के साथ. वो comparison में तुम दुखी हो जाओगे.
Yeah.
That's what it is. There always will be someone who will be better than you. Take inspiration from them. Don't go into negative zone. Appreciate that person. Look up to that person. Praise them. And internally work harder to become better than that person.
Yeah.
In a very positive way, not in a negative way.
I think the one thing that stood out to me is that you said working hard increases the surface area of luck. And I think the opportunities come to the people that work really hard. And speaking of working hard, a lot of us here want to enter this industry.
And success is not going to happen overnight.
Yeah, that is true.
There might be a situation where you might get immediate success. There might be a situation where you get when you're in your 30s, in your 40s, in your 50s. You have to keep on, you have to be at it. तो ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि मैं स्कूल से निकला और मैं सक्सेसफुल हो गया, मैं यूनिवर्सिटी की और मैं सक्सेसफुल हो गया. ऐसा नहीं होने वाला. कुछ लोगों के साथ होगा, कुछ लोगों के साथ नहीं होगा.
Yeah.
There is a possibility. Some young guy will come out with something which is so innovative, and and you come to know that this guy has made billions, or he sold his company for hundreds of millions of dollars. But, that will be one of its kind. Take inspiration with them.
Yeah.
But don't get demotivated and try to mimic him. That he's done that, so even I'll do that.
Yes.
Do what you feel is best, what you feel you're capable of, and what is your forte.
Yeah.
That's what is important, I feel.
Yeah, like it's almost like being obsessed with your craft to sort of make that success. I want to ask you, where do you think we should work hard? What are the opportunities in this industry that are maybe being overlooked? And as
which industry you're talking about?
Bollywood, acting, creatives.
Why are you asking me about Bollywood? Huh?
Where do you think, a lot of us here overlook a lot of these opportunities? What do you think we should do? What's next for us, and where can we enter this industry?
See, I think now it's not Bollywood or, it's now the whole, for y'all, as ma'am said, y'all have to think globally now. Y'all have to think, how can I become the best on the planet? Don't think in a very narrow way about Bollywood. Now the opportunities are absolutely limitless. And if you can create something, or if you have the talent, you can resonate all over the world. Bollywood is of course, it's great. But now you have got the opportunity, you have such platforms, such, and with AI coming into it, and with digital technology, you create any kind of content, and as an actor, as a writer, as a photography, direction, whatever you want, special effects, uh, you can resonate all over the world. Why are you thinking only for Bollywood? Think on the planet. That should be, that's what I feel a lot of people who have made it and become global icons and have businesses which have resonated all the world, because they never think, they will think world as a pie.
Yeah.
They don't think that this is the pie, that Bollywood is the pie, India is the pie. No, the world is the pie.
Yeah.
That's what you have to think. Okay, how do I resonate on the, that even a person sitting in China, in South America, in the Arab countries, in the United States of America, South America, how do I appeal to all of them? When I was working for Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise, he was not thinking, okay, my film should do only well in America,
Yeah.
or how the bum on the seat is going to feel when he sees the film. He is thinking, when he told me, Anil, when there is a cinegoer or a consumer who's in a Philippine, will he be able to connect with what I'm doing with my film? That's why his films resonate all over the world. So why can't you do it?
Yeah.
He does that kind of action. He does those kind of stunts, and people all over the world look up to his and want to go and see this film because they're entertaining. What is Avatar? They have made the film. The film is all about special effects and the world he has created, the story which he has created. There's no, you've taken and he has created that world, and it's done. At that time, it's done billions of dollars. So why can't you do that? Why do you have to think about Bollywood only? Think.
Dream bigger. Yeah.
I feel, because you'll have the world at your feet at the moment.
So many opportunities, and it's what brings out each person as a truly multifaceted personality, right? Sir, now that you've had a brief tour of the school and that you've been to our dedicated creative spaces like the dance studio, the music rooms, and now the podcast room, what would you say access to these facilities does for a generation like us? How will it change the way that we approach creative industries as a whole?
This will not come back. These moments of your life are not going to come back. Make the most of it. Make the most of it. Otherwise, you will regret all your life. This kind of, what this school has created is world class. You all are the fortunate students, not only in Mumbai, not only in Maharashtra, not in the country, but anywhere in the world. These kind of opportunities, this kind of things which are there in the school, amenities which you have. You have a swimming pool, you have a music room, you'll have a theater, you'll have a podcast room. You name it, everything is there. There's, there are trainers, there are teachers. Just suck it in, suck it. That's what I feel.
Of course, that's the part where these opportunities have been given to us. But there's also the part where we make correct use of them, and we really, as he said, we take in what this place gives us. And I know I'm very grateful to be here today, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah. I want to sort of ask you something a little more personal. Oftentimes the audience has a perception of what an artist's breakthrough moment is. Some might call it Azaz, some might call it Mr. India, but I want to know from you, what do you think personally is a breakthrough moment in your career, and how did it help you be an actor today, and how did it shape you to be the actor who you are today?
When I wanted to be an actor, my breakthrough moment when I first time I faced the camera, that was my breakthrough moment. I never imagined that someone will, accept me and want to, place the camera in front of me. That was a breakthrough moment. So every year, every decade, every, month, every time there is a breakthrough moment which I feel you should take it with both hands and, grab it. So for, there are certain things like you might think about Mr. India or all the films which you mentioned or past or recently released films and shows which I've done like Animal and Fighter and Night Manager and Dil Dhadakne Do, all these films, Slumdog Millionaire, you know, all these kind of films. But there are so many times when the first time I got an opportunity to work with Dilip Kumar. You know, first time I had an opportunity to work with Nasiruddin Shah. First time I had the opportunity to do a Telugu film, a Kannada film, you know, and the DOPs and the actors I worked with. So every time I got this opportunity was a breakthrough moment for me. So I felt I was just grateful, to God that I got this opportunity. So you know, it's been so many milestones in my which have been breakthrough. You know,
I think the
yeah.
fact
So
that
it's
you have that
not. See,
gratitude.
these are the things which are like the obvious things, but
Exactly.
you know, I to be honest with you, I don't really take them that seriously. I feel the breakthrough moments are when I got this little opportunities, and from there I build them up to use those opportunities to get bigger opportunities.
I think that's a thing that we should all take away. Be grateful for every opportunity that we get.
And while we might set smaller goals for ourselves, it's important to reach that goal, celebrate it, move on, and then just have a higher goal, have a bigger goal, and to keep going like that. Because if you single yourself down to one goal, you think this is the one thing I want to do in life, that could just limit you in so many ways. It's so important to take the smaller steps to get to the larger steps. I think you're very, very right when you say that. So, now you've been in the industry for so long and you've done so many films. Speaking with a personality such as yourself, it's sometimes hard for us to see the man behind the movie character rather than just the movie character. So what would you say is perhaps the one thing that audiences always miss about Anil Kapoor, like Anil Kapoor the person?
I'm like you, and you know, I'm like all of you all. Anybody stood, you know, sitting over here. I'm just a normal person, like, you know, but I'm still a student. And that's what I've always been, that I want to remain a student all my life, where I can keep on learning and educating myself mentally, physically, in my craft, and spiritually, and just keep on learning and to my capacity and I'm just praying to God that I meet the right people and people who are honest and genuine and make good friends the way I've become good friends with Sujoy. I'm very fortunate that I can call him my friend, and you know, I just feel happy that I have Sujoy as my friend. You know, I'm grateful to God.
Yeah, might call you sort of the greatest of all time, but you still have that innate hunger to learn about the craft itself, learn about how you can be better. I think that's really interesting. And I'd say this obsession has led you to make some of the most iconic films ever. I have a question. So, you know, you've been in Mr. India, you've been in Dil Dhadakne Do, all of these iconic films. Is there a common thread or a common secret, whether that be related to storytelling, execution, or timing, that make them resonate so deeply with the audience itself?
The films you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there something common
Common.
within them that help them resonate with the audiences?
Everything which has resonated, there is a certain kind of honesty in it. There the entire team got together, and there was not an iota of everybody wanted to give it their heart and soul.
Yeah.
So whenever a team which wants to give a heart and soul to a film or to any project or anything you want to do, if not today, it might resonate after a few years. There are certain films which I've done where we did it very, very honestly. Everybody was very committed to it. But at that moment, we didn't get the kind of acclaim and the kind of success at that moment. But if you've done it honestly, you might get that kind of success or that kind of recognition or that kind of satisfaction. Oh, I'm getting it after 30 years, like a film like Nayak. You know, I did it, I think more than 2 decades back, and it was called a failure. And people critically as well as commercially. And today it's one of the most watched films and almost become, they always say, you know, Nayak, your film became a super hit. I said, now you're seeing a super hit. At that time, what were you saying? So sometime after 2 decades or after 3 decades, you might get that kind of what you the validation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes you might get validation after, but if you've done it, if you're honest, you are going to get that kind of validation, 100%. So sometimes it's not immediately; it might come. But what is common in all the films, and what have become the so-called cult classics or classics, and people keep on watching, is the honesty, the sincerity, the dedication, the commitment from each and every member of the team.
Yeah.
And that tells us how important instinct really is when you're creating art. It's important to be transparent with yourself about what you want to create, what message you want to put across, and then translate that into something beautiful. So I think that's
No,
wonderful.
absolutely. There are, you know, and to each his own. There are certain people who are very understated. There are certain people who are absolutely aggressive about what they want to achieve. But I respect everybody. Like, there will be someone like a Muhammad Ali who will say, "I am the greatest. I am the best," and he proved it. That doesn't mean everybody can do that. You have to really believe in it. And there are certain people who do their work quietly. I respect everybody. There are some people who do it quietly, very understated, and achieve what nobody has ever achieved. And there are some people who say we're going to achieve and set those goals, and they do it.
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong in that.
And it's admirable.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. And now that you've spoken about being a student constantly, being in the education of your art, when you speak about things like theatre, you graduated from doing theatre, working backstage, working in the crew.
I wish I'd done more theatre.
Yeah. So
I just did. I can count. I have done what? I've always wanted to do theatre. I wanted to go to National School of Drama, but I unfortunately couldn't go to National School of Drama. Then I wanted to go to Pune Institute, and I failed the academic examinations. And unfortunately, I couldn't get admission because I failed in the exams, which the written exams they have. Matter of fact, I met the principal also. I said, "What does acting got to do with academics?" And but that's what happened. But I proved him wrong. And so. So what is your question? I just got.
yes, I was talking to you about how you worked in all of these different facets of theatre, drama.
Yeah. So I've theatre, coming to theatre.
Yeah.
So I've done 2 plays.
Yes.
One play was the Zoo Story, which was in Hindi called Janwaro Ki Basti, where I won. I did that one play and I won the Best Actor Dilip Kumar Trophy in that film. And that was again the breakthrough moment, the high point of my career. Nobody knows about it. And nobody knows. That changed my life. Yeah. That gave me confidence that I've done theatre and I've won the Best Actor award. And that gave me confidence to pursue my career, to pursue and think about not only getting in the theatre or in the college, being the best actor in the college, but I wanted to be the best actor, in the film or all the awards which I won in the future, because that gave me the confidence. So I've done only 1 play. I was doing it, but I couldn't, which the late Amjad Khan was directing. But on the day of the play, I had such high fever and almost I was hallucinating because the high fever was so high, and I just couldn't go and do a few days. So I had to, unfortunately, couldn't do the play. So that's the only theatre I've done. And I've done audition where I did, and I went on stage. I reached there, I spoke a few lines, and I froze. And I couldn't speak after that. So there's nothing wrong. There are certain people who at that moment don't have the confidence and they freeze and they don't know how to speak. There's nothing wrong in that. That doesn't mean that you go into depression or you take that as, why? What happened to me? Why did I freeze? It might happen to any of y'all. But, work on it and work harder on it, and you can improve yourself. That cannot be something which should affect you mentally. Yes. I am telling you, I froze. Yes. I couldn't speak. I got so blanked out. So sometimes it might happen. Sometimes I am supposed to speak for 2 minutes and they expect me to speak, and I've spoken for hours. So it's, it's like that. They had to stop me. Bas karo bhaiya, itna mat bolo.
No, but you're right. You start small, and you appreciate the time that you have in which you're
So
starting
I'm just
small.
giving you all my, things, not the positive things. There are things which have happened to me, which can affect you mentally. But I, rose above those situations and incidents and failures, and I learned from them and improved myself.
I think that idea of consistently never giving up is obviously something that leads to the greatness. And now,
I'm not the greatest, please. Yeah, sorry.
I
I'm
mean,
not
a lot of
Mohammed Ali.
us would argue that. I mean, we all look up to you. So I'd
There are
say
much,
at
much
least,
better people, better actors, superior actors than me. I am, yeah.
again, constantly
And
learning.
I'm not trying to be humble. I mean it, yeah.
Okay. One of the greats. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, I'll take that.
You'll accept that.
And now, as we sort of come to the close of this podcast, the final section, we have perhaps a more lighthearted question to end off. And I'm sure this is something that everyone in the audience wants
Oh,
to know.
what did I get very serious?
No, no.
I think we kind of led you to it.
Which actor has been sort of the most mischievous on set?
Besides yourself.
Well, I think the most fun-loving person on the set, and I create a certain kind of positive energy. And I can say that proudly that everybody looks forward to me being on the set. So I would say that Anil Kapoor, of course.
And we love that answer.
Yeah. And otherwise, I think everybody has got individual, and depends on, everybody has days when they are, very mischievous, and there are times the same person who's very mischievous, very, very, serious. So I don't know, I feel I'm the most fun person on set. Yeah.
And I'm sure that when you spend so much time with your co-stars,
I'm
filming-
just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Then I feel I'm the most fun person on set. Yeah.
we get it.
Yeah.
I think we have just about enough time to entertain a few audience questions. So if anybody has anything in particular they'd like to ask Anil sir today, please have your hands raised up. Ma'am?
Good afternoon, sir. First of all, thank you so much for Ram Lakhan, Teza, Lamhe. I'm getting freezed. Mr. India, Slumdog Millionaire, welcome. The list is endless. My question to you is, if you could work with any actor that you haven't yet worked with, maybe Hollywood, Bollywood, who would it be and why?
Well, I think, of course, I admire Al Pacino, I admire Robert De Niro. I would definitely want to, if I get given an opportunity, I would love to work with him.
Hello, sir. We all have been admiring your filmography over the years, and so I have a question about it. If you had to remake one of your films from the 80s for a younger audience like ourselves, what movie would you choose, and what would you change about the film?
I just feel I'm not the right person to tell you which film of mine would appeal to the younger audience. If I can pose the question to one of y'all, and if you can tell me which is the film which you feel can be remade and which will appeal to the younger audience, so that will help me, because I'm always a good listener. Yeah, can someone tell me? You don't need the mic, you can shout. Mr. India.
It's unanimous.
Anybody else? Which one? Sorry? Welcome. Thar. Okay, wow. Okay, good. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good. That's good news. हाँ भैया, आप बोलो.
Thank you so much.
हाँ? जब भी मैं ब्रश उठाता हूँ, गन नहीं उठाता.
I'm sure the audience appreciates that very much. Thank you for answering their questions. Now, sir, I must tell you something. And it is that this is not the first time, in fact, that you have met Aryan. Because 12 years ago, you were right here in Kandivali filming for 24, and a picture was taken, and I have it right here with me actually.
Wow.
And I was just hoping if you would be so kind to please recreate it for him. And
Dilshay, can I have a look at the picture?
yes, absolutely. I was wondering if you could. I was wondering if you could autograph it and recreate this moment for us, because he's too reserved to ask, but I totally will.
Okay, now you sit there only, okay?
Yeah, come here. I think I'll get out.
You know, or you can come and sit here.
Yes, okay.
And yeah. Where's the camera?
Mike.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We forgot about 24. You don't want it to be remade again or 24? Right, manager? Okay, cool. And what are you all watching now these days? What is your favorite film which I want to know? Animal. And what are the not mine, anybody else's, any film, any show, what do you all like? Anywhere? Parents can answer? Huh? Sorry? Fighter. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, all the best. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank you, Aryan and Anya, for being engaging hosts. And congratulations for being the first to launch the Dialogue Den. Resonates with all ages and generations in this auditorium. Your presence has undoubtedly made our first podcast unforgettable. Let's give him a huge round of applause.